Hello, my name is Abe, and welcome back to Enter the Gungeon as the Convict. That seems like the perfect warm-up for me today, because I love the Convict, and I'm looking to have a nice, cool, relaxing, refreshing warm-up run of Gungeon. A little bit of an oxymoron in there to have a warm-up and a cool-down at the same time, but really the cool-down is for me, since it is hot and humid today, since it rained so much yesterday. These videos might go up on YouTube in the wrong order, but that's totally intentional, and you'll know why in 5 runs from now. But it rained a lot yesterday, which was it was lovely. We've been begging for rain and for cool skies. You spawned on top of me, I swear it. There goes the no-hit run. Damn it, dodge roll. You make the enemy spawn on top of the player, but yeah, it's warm, it's hot, it's humid. It's unfun to be around. Not me, just like the weather in general. So this is it's a break from the warmness because it's a little bit cooler. Like I was able to open up the bedroom windows last night, but it is humid, and now I am sweating just standing inside of a empty room. So a little bit warm. Well, rather it feels warm, you know, it's like 78 degrees feels like 89. Although it probably feels like more than that. There was stuff on this table that disappeared when I walked through the room. It's very strange that that actually happens. Username says, especially considering the ASMR from the rain yesterday. Again, you know, everyone on YouTube will understand that reference in 5 or 6 days from now. However, yes, I tried to ASMR the rain when it was thunderstorming in the middle of my recording here, but listening to it back, I could tell that the microphone was treating the rain as noise, and so it kept trying to eliminate the rain sound from the microphone, so it was cutting out and whatnot. But you could hear the thunder. If that happens again, and I ever do like a ASMR, I will ahead of time, I think, try to figure out microphone settings to disable that filter, because it's built into the hardware of the microphone, not the software that I use for audio processing. So I don't know how to actually disable that right now. And I worry about trying that will like screw up all of the settings that I've set up right now. So yeah, that'll be for a future thing. But it was a lovely time. Cough, cough. Connie says, gonna need storm watching streams from now on. Whoa, yeah, woo! Duct tape. I would love to just like, I guess, watch a thunderstorm with people. I suppose if I really wanted to, I could set up like a camera and just be like, hey, we can actually like watch it together, and it won't have audio compression, and it'll just be like the jungle behind the house here, and the rain and wind just blowing through the trees, and it could be a lovely experience for me and you. But also, I'm sure it would be quite easy for someone to triangulate where exactly I live off of that, which would be very awkward. Then forget about it and dox yourself. That too. Hawkfoot, welcome. How you doing? Wow, early duct tape. Indeed, early duct tape. What the heck are we gonna duct tape? There's classics, of course, that I would love to see. Charge shot, flame hand. We'll see. We'll see what we get. I probably won't save, man, why is my voice so like hem today? Phlegmy. I probably won't save duct tape forever. I will probably use it the first time I have an opportunity for like a cool synergy or just a good gun. Can't wait for today's Steamboat Willie showing, says Connie. Are there any other public domain cartoons we could watch? Lol. All right, I have one more blank. Let's see if we can find it here first. Thank you for the weird lag. Is it here? Triangulating, triangulating, triangulating. I think it might be left of this room. It's not there. Top of this room. It's not there. Or if it's not there, maybe it's just kind of in this big room here. Nope. All right, I'm leaving. Isn't the Winnie the Pooh in the public domain now, says username? So the stories might be in the public domain, but are the cartoons in the public domain? Because Winnie the Pooh, the story is probably in the public domain, but the animation, especially if it's like a Disney animation or something, probably isn't. I don't know. Someone can look that up on their own and let me know, or I can look it up myself later. Some Superman apparently too. But again, are we talking about the story or original cartoons or something? Because the characters might be in the public domain, but you probably can't just rip off like the Disney interpretation of those stories. So like, yes, Steamboat Willie is in the public domain. If I wanted to, and I did yesterday, I could show literally Steamboat Willie on the stream, but I can't, and I can create characters in the Steamboat Willie universe, or use those characters in anything I want. But what I can't do is use Mickey Mouse, even though Mickey Mouse is kind of like a character in the Steamboat Willie stories. I can't use like the Disney interpretation of the character that they've developed. At least not in the United States, I mean. I suppose somewhere in the world you could use anything you want, any way you want. Tangler's a pretty good gun. I don't think it's worth any sort of duct taping. I think we want to save for a cooler combo, because it's just a shotgun. If I duct tape, I mean, duct taping two shotguns together is pretty damn good. But is it like good? Might not be good enough. It's two shotguns. Yeah, okay, fine. I got two shotguns right now. Connie says, I'm reading a wiki article on public domain animations in the US. There are some animations, including 67 Looney Tunes cartoons, available. So the other issue, I suppose, with showing public domain, old public domain animations on a stream or on YouTube or anything like that is that they're not all very good. Steamboat Willie, I think, is a little bit overrated after watching it yesterday. More so, some of them are just like terribly racist. Like, I'd have to vet the animations first, I think. Like, oh, in this one, it's just Elmer Fudd trying to shoot a Bugs Bunny or something. Like, oh, that's cute, that's fair. Cute, I don't know, it's murderous. But they're not like pretending to be Native American Indians or anything like that. Steamboat Willie was also very PETA friendly, says Connie. Yeah, very, very PETA friendly, I agree, especially when they shoved a guitar down a cow's throat and then played him like a musical instrument. I'm sure PETA loved that. I was joking, but I wonder why we haven't had a PETA Steamboat Willie yet. All the characters in that universe are all animals. Which raises another very uncomfortable question. If, like, Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse are mice, and yet there's a cow that's a cow, are we supposed to believe that, like, the mice have sentience and the cow is just a dumb animal? Where do they draw the line in that universe? Are the cows equally sentient and they've been just like forced into servitude or something? Like, okay, the mice, the cats, you know, they all have personalities and dreams and desires, but the cow is just a cow? I don't believe it. The mouse cabal. It's a conspiracy, man! They just want their milk. Machine pistol, 600 rounds. Actually makes it a very interesting duct tape target if we have a different weapon that we really want a lot of ammo on. So we could use that. Abe Clancy asks the hard-hitting questions, tape at 11. We still doing tapes here? It's all digital now. The line is between Pluto and Goofy, says part of Bobberich. Where does Scooby-Doo fit on that scale? That's the question. Yo, whore? Yeah, that's the one. And there's even more hard-hitting questions that could be asked about that shipping. Scooby-Doo's off the charts. No, off the chain, off the planet. Because we have enough keys, I am interested in maybe buying that shotgun that was in the shop. Because if nothing else, that's a good fallback for, hey, I have nothing else to duct tape, it's 2 shotguns. It's not special, but in the end, that might be what we end up doing. It's off the do chart because it's due. Do chart? Then there's Donald Duck's psychopathy, says Milt Thompson. Well, no, didn't, I might be, wait, is Donald Duck the sailor? Doesn't he just have like PTSD from serving in the military? Or is that Daffy Duck? No, which one's Daffy? Is that a girl duck? I don't remember. Is a girl duck a duck? He's a loon! Let's open up these chests. This will be a gun, but you know, you never know what we're gonna get. Oh look, alien sidearm, good to see you. Must be a day that ends in Y. 42 and 30, 72, I can buy the regular shotgun. We could also buy the flash ray. Flash ray is whatever. I'm just gonna buy the shotgun and the key. The shotgun and the key. I'm also gonna gun munch, because I have garbage. Daffy is Warner Brothers, Donald is Disney, says Super Smack. That was quick, by the way. You, are you ingrained in the cartoon lore? Thank you for the knowledge drop, though. Daffy Duck is Warner Brothers, Donald is Disney. Hold on, Daffy Duck. Oh, yeah, okay. Daffy Duck is AKA the duck that hates Bugs Bunny. Okay, right. Donald Duck is the one with the sailor suit. All right. Look, I haven't really watched that many cartoons. Grew up with it. I gotta be honest with you. Until you said that, it never clicked in my head that they were from separate studios, but you're absolutely right. Warner Brothers, AKA The Shield, versus Disney, AKA You're right. They share a scene in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, says X. How did they agree to that? Yeah, nothing else to do on the floor. Kane says, apparently female ducks are called ducks, but males are called drakes. I knew there was something odd with that. Bisk Matar says, Daffy Duck, El Pato Lucas, best Looney Tunes. I got a question. Is the, I don't remember the character's name, okay? But is the Mexican rat still culturally appropriate? Underlay. Like, is that still like an okay character, or did they retire that one like in the 2000s, you know? Speedy Gonzalez, yeah, the fastest mouse. Oh, I really thought I flipped the table. He was hilarious. Not anymore, translations are garbage now, even more so. Says Bisk. You never know these days. I mean, I definitely haven't seen a lot of them, but I also haven't seen a lot of any of the, like, cartoon animals. They still make, like, you know, animated shows with all these characters, or what? It's been a while since I've seen a Tom and Jerry, you know? What'd you give me? I don't know. Probably money in that case, dog. Money and a scope. I'll buy the scope immediately. All of those cartoons are based on some pretty hardcore stereotypes. Stereotypes don't have to be bad, though. But then again, you know, hindsight's always 20/20. Like, in my head, I don't remember anything bad about Speedy Gonzalez. He was fast. I don't remember any, like, other racial overtones other than he always wore the sombrero, so that you knew that he was a Mexican rat. Mouse. Rat? Mouse? I don't know. Now, did I think that all Mexicans were really speedy? No. That was his character trait. Right? Agrocrisia, thank you very much for the resub. Welcome. He was a rodent? Oh, excuse me, Dash. Scope, Tangler, regular shotgun, not a bad double shotgun, says Hawkfoot. You're not wrong. I still think that we could maybe get a better loadout. Because if we do a duct taping, they'll go from 150 to 150 ammo to 300 ammo, but they'll use 2 per shot, so we effectively have 150 ammo. Both a good and a bad thing. Can't help but feel, though, that there's still a better synergy in here somewhere. Just gotta find it. I think we found it. Yeah, I think we found it, man. I think we found it. Ooh. Now, can we get a beam weapon? If we can get a beam weapon, oh, baby. Wait, we have a beam weapon. Okay, well, you know what? Let's do it. Duct tape. We go to Demon Head. Oh, look, 1,000 rounds. It only fires the charged shot from the combine rifle. Boom, done. There's our combo. Dear God, what has man done? All right. Hacker says, hey Abe, I really wanted to give you some money through the Patronite, but here's an easier way. Well, thank you for the subscription. I would say you or anyone who wants to support me, the streams, my YouTube channel, or whatnot, possibly even future game development, send me a gift sub, send me a Patreon renewable subscription, go to Streamlabs and just send a few bucks my way. Maybe one of these days I'll even get the pizza command reset up and you can just send me a pizza. But I appreciate you and everyone else, even for just being here and watching, especially with your ad blockers disabled. Links can be found at in the Twitch chat at !links and on YouTube underneath the video in the video description below. As we approach episode 1000 of Enter the Gungeon, if you have watched even a few of them, please turn off your ad blocker and hit that subscribe button, or send a few bucks my way off of the aforementioned links. The easiest one seems to be for me Streamlabs, because they just send me money. And they don't take a cut either, which is nice. They're like, hey, our credit card processor charges us 46 cents for this transaction, so we're gonna charge you 46 cents. And then you're like, okay, that's fair. Or Venmo. I have a Venmo set up too. Would you look at that? Game development. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day all mice will be created equal. No, I want to at some point maybe like learn the Unreal game engine and try to make a game at some point. I think that would be freaking awesome. Okay, we have access to a lot of health, money, power. Apparently $1 subs on Patreon are not worth it for the fees, says Connie. Oh, probably, absolutely. I would say, you know, if it's $1, save your money, man. Like, put it in a piggy bank, and then when you get like 20 bucks, spend 10 bucks on a sandwich for yourself and then send the other 10 my way. By the way, the Nor welcome. Yes, we're here to break some more gungeon. And we're breaking it pretty nicely so far. Do we want to go and fight the rat? It's gonna take all of my money. But our weapon's so powerful, it's probably okay to like get rid of a little bit more health to make this purchase. For once it's not Flame Hand, says Connie. I mean, this is a pretty good combo as well. Remember to see how shocked the ghosts look when you disintegrate them. His cousin Slowpoke Rodriguez was the issue. He was slow and lazy, acted drunk, and just wanted to eat. Sounds like my spirit animal, really. That was a problem? Man wants to live the good life? No, we can't have that. All right, whatever. All right, I'll buy the key. What's your game idea? Pitch it. I mean, the first thing I would do is just learn how to use Unreal. Second thing I would do is a simple but fun game that I've played is BPM Bullets Per Minute. I love that game. I feel like the combination of music, rhythm, and gunplay is a lot of fun. and I would actually love to make just a better version of that game at some point. Because the music is great, the gunplay is fine, the visuals are ass, and the levels are boring, and the enemies are strangely designed. Everything else, though, is great. The gameplay is great. The best roguelite in the world. A first-person Gungeon, maybe. I have thought about that in the past, like, okay, first-person Gungeon. You have a gun that's a barrel, and it shoots fish, and then they flop on the ground. And they leave puddles of water, and there's proper reflection on the water. You can see what's, you know, on the other side of the room through the reflection. Like, there's some good stuff you could do. Not really selling BPM very well. I mean, okay, here's my selling you of BPM. It's not a perfect game, which is why I think that I would love to work on a game like that. But it's the most fun I've had in like a shooter roguelite type game, like ever. It's fantastic. The gameplay and especially the gunplay is just dynamite. I love just shoot, shoot, reload, shoot, shoot, reload. Or if you have a revolver, shoot, 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 shoot. Open chamber, click, 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 clunk. Shotgun is like shoot, pump, shoot, pump. You know, I took a look at Metal Hellsinger as well, just so that I would have, you know, both experiences under my belt. And I much preferred BPM to Metal Hellsinger, because in Metal Hellsinger, it feels like the gameplay is not accentuated by the music, but it is in BPM. Like, the rhythm in BPM is a lot easier to follow, and it feels better to shoot to. But in Metal Hellsinger, the music is really easy to lose track of. When you have multiple instruments that are fading in and out depending on your score, and lyrics that don't always follow the beat, it feels more like they just took any music and put it into the game as opposed to making music for the game, which is what happened in BPM. Like, they hired someone to make the soundtrack and said, hey, look, we need a good beat to shoot to. I feel like that's why it works just so much better. For me anyways, you know, personal preference and everything. Ghost did look pretty surprised. Oh, issue on the mine tracks. I think the dog was getting run over. Hellsinger tracks aren't made for the game. Well, they're not made well. And I think that's the point. Like, the Hellsinger tracks, they don't feel like they were made for the game. They feel like they're just any metal track. They feel forgettable. Bouncing bullets? We already have bouncing bullets, but that could be pretty good. Anyways, but it's personal preference. I like metal music. I have some like metal soundtracks that I listen to on occasion, but like metal opera. But I think is the definition for it. But just like the actual gameplay itself, it's just like, eh. But you have 1,000 runs in this game instead. I know what I said. BPM just seriously lacks content, it's a shame. And that's why I feel like, what if you had like a BPM Gungeon? You know, lots of weapons, lots of items, lots of potential runs, but overall you're still having like a beat to shoot to. It might not be able to get as wild as something like Gungeon or Isaac, where you actually need to be able to see what's happening in the game, of course. But maybe you could still make something work. Could be fun, I don't know. That's why I would love to just learn Unreal, learn the game engine, and just play around with it. I've got a few ideas for things that I would like to see or play around with, or just be like, hey, it gives me a goal for learning. I have some experience in Unity, which I think would translate over. And not only because Gungeon is written in Unity, so I understand some about how that game handles, well, everything. Game objects, loading, levels, etc. Use one blank only? Only one blank. Only one. One blank, please. Who needs a blank? If you need a blank when you're fighting the Dreadnought, you don't deserve to go and fight the rat. Wonder how well Godot would work, says Connie. So a couple of other things to think about regarding game engines, okay? Unity is a 3D, Unity and Unreal and Godot, they're all 3D game engines, but Unity is better for sprite work than Unreal. Unreal is really a 3D physics game engine, you know? It's mostly for first-person shooters. You can make other games work, but if you want to make a first-person shooter, it's easier in Unreal because it's kind of built from the ground up to support that, right? That's my understanding of it anyways. So like if you're making a 2D game, I would say try a Unity or Godot, but I don't know, maybe Godot would work equally well as Unity, or sorry, as Unreal. That's my layman's assumptions, basically. He's coming out of the chamber! Mother of Zerg, thank you very much for the resub. Thanks for another month of content. I'm sorry. Hello, AB. Thanks for another great month of content. I'm not sorry. Well, thank you for the subscription. Mother of Zerg, you're welcome. If you like Gungeon, it's a great month for Gungeon. Yeah, that's the other thing is that, okay, Godot could be a good engine, but Unity and Unreal both have more documentation behind them, more support. You don't want to be the developer who makes a game and then all of a sudden the Autodesk Stingray engine that you built Helldivers in is not supported anymore. And then you're left with, oh crap, a 6-year-old game engine that has not been updated in 6 years. Oh, whoops. Zalist, thank you very much for the subscription as well. Did that appear on the screen? I hope it did. Username says, to my knowledge, Godot uses a modified version of Python SP. It would be easier to learn the actual programming side as opposed to Unreal and Unity, who use a version of C. Yeah, but I know C, so actually that's not a downside. Additionally, Unity, if you're making a mod for Gungeon, you're not writing it in C, you're writing it in C#. The underlying engine is written in C, but you don't have to use C, you can just use C# modules. And I think that Unreal does something similar, where you don't have to learn C or C++. You could just use like a C# language. Partial ammo, and then you know, we just don't need ammo and anything else. Connie says, IIRC Unreal also allows you to use up to $100,000 before paying. So I mean, that of course is going into another big issue, which is the whole, oh, you guys remember how Unity wanted to like make developers of their games using their engine pay more money? Unreal has a very simple payment plan, okay? How it works is, if you make less than $1 million, you don't pay them anything. If you make more than $1 million, you pay them something. If someone's just learning how to make a game and they're hoping that their game performs even remotely well, that's fine. But Unity, you have to pay for a license to even use the full version of their development kit, I believe. So like, you have to pay for a developer's seat for a certain sized company which makes certain revenue, and then you add these complexities and it's like, well, I don't want to have to deal with that. If I'm making a game, Unreal is way easier to work around because it's like, hey, if you make more than $1 million, then anything after that, give us 5%. And it's like, okay. Dude, if I make $1 million, I'm retiring and making video games full time. Like, I've made it. I'm gonna make it after all. Say what you will about Fortnite, but say what you will about, you know, Epic and their game store. Like, their engine is good. But yeah, Unity tried to, in case you didn't know, Unity tried to retroactively change their license. And they wanted developers to pay anytime a customer downloaded their game. On unique installs is what they were called. So, hey, if I update my motherboard and then update my CPU and reinstall Gungeon, well, Gungeon developers would have to pay Unity for my unique install. And it was understandably not a popular decision. Companies were, rather, you know, gaming studios were very much confused as to how much they would actually end up having to pay under a changed license. What would count as a unique install? Who's keeping track? Does that mean that I have to just pay a steady stream to Unity when people download the game that they've already purchased? Please taunt me. Come on. We have enough time for it. Fine. Anyways, that's my understanding of the whole thing, which is that, you know, a couple of problems. Ooh, that's a good gun. A couple of problems like, hey, you haven't actually made it clear, this is to Unity, how much you're gonna be charging people to use the game engine. We've already paid for the game engine, we've already paid for the licenses, and now you want to pay per time so anyone installs a game made in the game engine? Don't you think that's a little much? The Thunder Fury, what's the synergy? Chance on hit. I don't know what that means, but I love it already. And also that they were retroactively like changing the terms. It's like, hey, indie developer, have you been spending 3 years in our game engine learning how to use it and working on your next big product? Well, we're changing the monetization of your project before you release the game you've spent so long working on. Oh, what's that? You have to release it, otherwise you're gonna go bankrupt? Well, make sure you give us money, otherwise we're gonna send our lawyers after you. And, you know, that didn't really rub people the right way. Understandably so. It's like, hey, maybe don't change the terms in the middle of people's projects, so. It was pretty scummy all around, pretty much. It was such a benefit to Godot, you're not wrong. I'm sure Godot was like, yes! Someone finally made the mistake! Would you like a banana? No, you're still hungry? Would you like to eat a alien sidearm? No, okay. Got a lot of shotguns I don't need. Would you like a small rock? You want another one? There we go. He's good. He's happy. He's finally been fed. What would happen if you tried to feed him a black hole? Who would eat who? Hmm? Zerg says, I've been playing Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader and I just got my favorite item in the game because it allows me to two-shot a boss. That seems quite strong. Glad to hear you've been enjoying that game. I need to find a me game, something to play on my own time. I was going through like the professional mode in RE4, the remake, and I'm like, I don't know, I haven't played in a couple weeks because I just didn't feel the need to continue it after a while. I need to find a me game, something I can just pick up. The Norse says, also, isn't Unity now headed by the guy who wanted to introduce pay to reload in Battlefield back in the day? Doesn't exactly make one confident in using their products. I don't remember that story. Pay to reload, like you have credits on your account? Is it, so let me guess, it's like additional magazines in case you run out, right? That's probably what it is. He does look like a very surprised ghost. I love the animation of that. Meh, help me! Ah, video games. Didn't he sell shares before the Unity debacle? Probably sell shares 30 times a day. Let's be honest, when you have 10 million shares of something, selling thousands every week is just, you know, par for the course. That's how you make money. We're gonna come back to these chests. I wanna see if we can get a key trader. Could still happen. Back in my day, that was every arcade game, says Bard of Bodbridge. What do you mean back in your day? Isn't that still how it works? Well, no, it isn't, right? Who was it? Oh, crap. This is where I'm gonna feel bad for forgetting who exactly it was, but wasn't someone like my local arcade? They give you a day pass, basically, so you can play all the games you want for like X dollars. Was that the Chicago one? I don't know if that was the Chicago one. But the former CEO was a former EA executive, yeah, says Connie. It's all the same scum. I gotta use this gun one of these days too. Exotic. Backup gun? I gotta finish the floors because I want to open up that chest. That's a good gun. What about this one? Snipper rifle? Nah. That one we can say no to. Yeah, Chicago area has the world's largest arcade. I'm curious, and I'm curious if you're willing to report on this. How much is like a day pass for the Chicago's world's largest arcade? Is it like 10 bucks? 20 bucks? 25? 29.99? More or less? Yay, nay, am I close? 25, that's not too bad at all. 25 bucks to be in what I assume is an air-conditioned arcade all day long, playing games. Doesn't seem that bad. Although one does have to wonder, is there a perverse incentive for the owner to try to kick you out of the establishment? Like, turn up the music, turn down the AC. $30 if you want to also walk over to the smaller pinball arcade. I don't need pinball that much. Not counting all the quarters you need. Well, my understanding, the Nor, is that you don't pay quarters for the machines. You just pay a day pass, and then you can play anything you want. I think it's kind of smart, you know? I assume they also have, like, maybe not a drinks bar, but they probably have, like, concessions. So you want to stay in there and get your money's worth, so you're also going to be buying candy or drinks or food. And I think that's not bad, because then, you know, you can plan around it. X says, I went recently, was fine, they didn't try to kick you out. Okay, good. All right, got him. My local arcade is $8 and you can bring your own drinks, says Connie. That's nice, that's nice. How nice of them. There's a lot of HP that we can't do anything with. 9 hearts. Yeah. Unless there's anything that we want to sell, which, let's be honest, we want to sell. Though it doesn't have like 850 machines or whatever. But does it have a Gungeon arcade game? If not, can we petition them to install a Gungeon arcade game? Yay or nay? Whatever. I mean, we don't need more damage. We're at the damage cap so easily. Larry DeHooster says, in Europe you pay $25 per hour. For arcade games? You know, the thing is though, realistically, how long would you stay in the arcade, right? Are you gonna be staying in the arcade for 10 hours? I would have a headache after that, probably. I don't think I'd want to do that. In which case, maybe, you know, pay per game is a better system for me in that case. Oh my god, I never thought I would see the day, Abe, wanting pay per play as opposed to buying the game outright. What have they done to him? Who is this man? Screw it. Ooh, I don't change guns that often. I wonder if it works for the backup shots. It does. Just need to find ammo now. There's our ammo, there's +1 to bullets, which probably just pays for the damage loss, let's be honest, but... Got him. Where's the other guy? Think we'll get him? Think we'll get him? Nah. I think any arcade in my town would charge $1 to $2 per play or anything, says the Nor. That's the thing, like, you know, people are joking, oh, how many quarters is that? But like, quarters is an old metric for cost, you know? Okay, Grandpa, How much could you get for a quarter down at your local arcade store? Back in my day, it was a quarter per play. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, you know, $5 per play or something. Inflation, man. Back in my day, we could get a play at your local pinball machine and a sody pop for a quarter, which we called 2 bits at the time, because you had to take 2 bites of it to prove it was genuine silver. Once you, when you give it to him, and then once him to accept it. Okay, Gramps. Ooh, more money. No, my damage bonus, I got caught in the door. How are you still not there? You go. I really feel like when you see one vampire, you're gonna see more. It really does feel like that, doesn't it? All right, I'm gonna lose my damage bonus, but I don't care. I'm just gonna use this probably. But I am gonna get some ammo first, and we'll refill our demon head. And with our extra HP, we'll get some more damage. And then we will go. Abe's using his real voice. What am I, Mickey? See, that's what we call a callback, kiddos. I need to sew more of that Doom roguelite mods as username. I haven't looked into any like Doom stuff. I'd have to play. I want to play the game like originally first, of course. I was thinking about this the other day, and I realized I might not even have to have bought Doom on Steam, because I'm pretty sure, like the original games, I'm pretty sure they're included in Doom Eternal in your hub world. You can just play them in-game. Is that correct? I don't remember. Sounds more like Professor Oak. Does he have a voice? Isn't it a text-based game? That's really the old man Abe. It's like, Abe, you do know there's a animated cartoon show, right? Oh, right, yeah. Well, I've never seen it, so. I've probably seen jokes from it, and that's about it. I like that I fire 1 white and 1 yellow bullet forward and backwards. Sometimes, because now it's not doing it at all. Oh, now it's doing it. What's that yellow bullet? I don't know what that yellow bullet is. Why am I shooting like these different bullets? Is it just random colored? Why? This is the wrong gun. There you go. This is the wrong gun too. There we go. Gilded bullets. I guess it's silver bullets and gilded bullets, and it just picks a random color. I don't know why I thought the colors would be a little bit more consistent. I've played this game before, I swear. What? How did that hit me? The North says, if you're talking OG Dooms, just program it yourself on your milkshake machine at home instead of dealing with Unreal stuff. Ah, of course. You think I could program it onto my, like... I'm looking around for, like, the dumbest, smartest device I have. I have a smart fan. It's got a display and a remote control. You think I could do it on my fan? The fan doesn't have like an LCD display, it just shows numbers and that's it. Oh, yeah, it's been made on a pregnancy test. I think I saw that one. Not IRL, thank God. It a voice in the N64 game, says Bard of Bobridge. Oh, of course. Ah, I forgot about the N64 game. N64. Someone managed to run Doom on E. coli. You know what? That's pretty funny. I like that. Bacteria is just a machine, right? When Eternal was released, the game didn't initially have the WAD files, says Connie. So if you wanted to play them, you had to get the files yourself. But they've, have they, like, patched that in? I assume? Since you say initially? Remember, just by hitting these Bludgeons with the power shot, they don't split into bullets. You don't even have to kill them with the power shot. Any bullet, any gun will prevent them from splitting after the initial hit. Doodle-a-la. I'd rather just use DOSBox's username. Oh, where's your sense of adventure? Well, okay, they're not gonna split. Well, I wanted to show you by just killing with the beam, but whatever. After you go through Doom 1 and 2, I'll probably just send a good video talking about modding it and a few mods I enjoy as his username. That's awful, like, presumptive of you that I'll have the energy to, like, set up mods for it. I might. But also I might, like, jump into a new game, you never know. As with everything Abe does, Abe reserves the right to not do it. Simple enough. Dodge this. Whoa. Got him. Like, wait long enough and these things will bounce around and kill everything. You know, once I would have said Abe's not a mod guy, but after Multiverse and Downfall, I don't know anymore. I think those are exceptions because they're very well done mods, you know? It adds or changes enough to make the experience enjoyable again. I need other people to vet the mods. Hey, what's the best ones? Yeah, those ones, please. I'll take those. Especially something like Doom, Here's why. I'm not gonna say I will or won't, but here's a reason why I might not, okay? There's so much quality of life in new video games that I think that old Doom would show its age too much. And I would just get like, okay, I would like graphics, please. I would like level design that's not fake 2D, because the Doom is made essentially as a 2D game engine, but with a faked third dimension. You know, at some point it's like, hey, I'd rather replay Doom 2016, because it looks pretty. Multiverse, Downfall, at least in those games, it's specifically about the mechanics, you know? You're not playing FTL for the stunning graphical quality. Unless you like looking at text boxes and white squares. You also gotta play it without a mouse for the real experience, says Connie. If the game allows me, I will probably play Doom with a mouse. I don't know if it will. I'm sure the new versions and the ones that are released on Steam and whatnot probably let you do mouse. I don't have to play it with the keyboard to get the original experience. I'm fine. It's more about the gameplay than it is the struggling to aim with a keyboard. Always had mouse support, says username. Yeah, but not everyone had mice. Isn't that like somewhat correct? It wasn't the like default control method, I would imagine. It's like saying, oh, your flight sims, you know, it supported joysticks. Everyone had joysticks back in the day if you were playing video games. No one has joysticks now, they have game pads. What is my point? I don't know. Things change. Anyways. Fun run of Enter the Gungeon today, talking about utter nonsense as Abe rambles for 1 hour and 20 seconds and 510 milliseconds on this convict run, where we have managed to duct tape not the flame hand, but instead Demon Head with 1,000 rounds, which is equivalent to 100 shots of the bouncing bullets. And that was a fantastic run. And we got it early too, so I was able to use it for most of the run. Got all of these cool guns and cool items, didn't care, just used one head. For now, for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live. Support the channel at the various links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Enter the Gungeon.